Of course, it's a very beautiful Tuesday morning in the city of Lagos. The feeling looks very great for me and the atmosphere incredible, I could say. Welcome to the show. Spotlight is the name, and this is time for us to give you sports updates. Let's start the news this morning from our local soil, where the general manager of Rangers International, Mr. Amobi Ezako, has promised the club team and fans across the globe that the Flying Antelope will play beautiful football in the 23-24 season. Ezako, who spoke to reporters on that's in Oka, recently said that Rangers management has put in motion plans to ensure a successful outing in the new season. According to him, Rangers have a promising team with young players as put together by head coach Fidelis Electrical. And that's for the Rangers International news. Now let's talk about the Super Falcons. Former Super Falcons striker Desire Okparanorze has been conferred with an honorary member of the Imo State Football Association. Okparanorze disclosed this on her X-handle on Monday. Last week, Okparanorze announced her retirement from professional football, and this time around, the 29-year-old was part of the Super Falcons squad that featured at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. It was her fourth appearance at the World Cup after making her debut back in 2011 edition in Germany. She helped the Falcons win 4 Women African Cup of Nations title in 2010, 2014, 2016, and 2018 respectively, and that's for Desire Okparanorze. She's a top-notch player, and everybody knows how she can do when it's time for her to bring it to the limelight. She played good football. Her record is second to none. She's one lady, let me better which is lady. One lady who you can reckon with and say, yes, she really played this game to a high level and to a high standard. And I would say she's a big name. There's no way you want to talk about it, because CAF also, sent a message saying, yes, one player has ended her career, and this lady is a great player to say. Her name again is Desire Okparanorze, and she's just exceptional. But quickly away from that, let's talk about Athletic on the show. Toby Amosa is always one lady I love to talk about. Now, Athletic Integrity Unit says it has begun the process of challenging the decision to clear Toby Amosa of doping violations about the body charged with her 3 whereabouts failure in July before she was cleared by a panel in August. Toby Amosa, who just won her 3rd consecutive women 100-meter hurdle diamond title in Eugene on Sunday, will now have to go through a fresh legal battle at the Court of Arbitration for Sports. The AIU filed an appeal last Friday, September 15, 2023, with the Court of Arbitration for Sport against Disciplinary Tribunal decision dated 17 August 2023. Note that Toby Amosa did not commit an anti-doping rule violation for whereabouts failures. AIU also said in a statement on Monday. The AIU will make no further comment on the matter until the conclusion of the appeal, the body added. Amosa was first provisionally suspended by the AIU in July over 3 whereabouts failure, but the disciplinary tribunal ruled in favor of the world record holder before the Athletic Championship in Budapest last month. Moving on, she has, however, unable to defend her world title in Budapest, placing 7th in the final, which was won by Jamaica Janelle Williams. Amosa put her world record championship woes behind her on Sunday, storming to a season best of 12.32 seconds to win her 3rd diamond title in Eugene. And that's a great one to say about Toby Amosa. Now, I'm happy that the AIU are really trying to resolve this issue. It's a whole lot to be checked on her, because I understand how this works when you've played a game to a point and they feel like the anti-doping or you're breaking the rule of the violation, then they would not be okay to talk about that with you. But right now, she faced a whole lot before she got to Budapest. She was even lucky enough to be making that impact, but regardless, she had a woe out team, and it wasn't so cold for Toby. But now, winning the Diamond League, it's a great one for this Nigerian international lady. Toby Amosa is the name. Now, in the world of Formula One found fresh air in the heat of humidity of Singapore on Sunday, but next weekend, Japanese Grand Prix could provide a reality check for those celebrating at the end of the Red Bull record run of success. Onto Singapore, Red Bull have won 14 races this season, with runner-up leader Max Verstappen chasing his 11th victory in the succession. This time, there will be no Red Bull in the top 10 on the starting grid, and the Red Bull freight podium at the end as Ferrari Carlos Sainz held off McLaren Lando Norris and Mercedes Lewis Hamilton. Singapore is something of an outlier, and Red Bull are expected to bounce back at the Suzuka, where they won 2 years later, and can also retain their Constructors' Championship. Now, still continue the show now. The sports found its own solution in Singapore, with Red Bull struggling all weekend and Verstappen finishing only 5th, even if he did extend his lead over teammate Sergio Perez to 151 points. Now, removing Red Bull from the equation also offered a thrilling vision of how exciting Formula One could be without a dominant team. Las Vegas also may prove more of extravaganza when Formula One takes off the strip in November, but 4 cars and 3 different teams going into the final lap nose to tail and fighting for the win takes some baiting. Suzuka may say a return of the strange road, if not the breath of fresh air could return into something altogether more brazen. And that's for Formula One. And also on the show now, let's keep talking more. This one looks very quite interesting. Brazil Beatriz Haddad Maia has withdrawn from this week Guadalajara Open as she injured her hands in a freak accident on Sunday after she shower screen at her hotel shattered. Now, the 27-year-old said she needed stitches on both hands. I will need a few days now to heal the wound so that I can be back for the last part of the year and keep fighting for a 23 goal, she said on Instagram post. And that's for her. Now, quickly, let's talk about football. This one is great. But let me quickly let you know now, the Champions League is back again to our TV screen. Please don't miss out a thing on the day. It's a great football today. The first game will be kick-starting by 5:45 Nigerian time. AC Milan will be at home to take on Newcastle. But let's talk about when the summer transfer window closed. Fulham. Jan Palhinha was undoubtedly one of the most disappointed players in the Premier League. The Portuguese international had his heart set on a move to Bayern Munich. He had even flown to Germany to undergo a medical in anticipation of the transfer, but when Fulham couldn't bring in a defensive midfielder to replace Palhinha, the move to Bayern Munich fell apart. However, it appeared that both Fulham and Palhinha are committed to trying again when the January transfer window opens. However, it appears that both Fulham and Palhinha are committed to trying to see that he does not leave the club when it opens. Now, while waiting for the next opportunity, fans and pundits can turn to FanDuel Sportsbook for valuable insight and get to know more about Palhinha's potential transfer and other exciting football news to come. Now, Manchester City, another club. Let's talk about City. Man City plays today again in the Champions League against Zvezda of the Serbian side, and you could say on paper, Man United will take the league. Now, Manchester City, I beg your pardon, will be to retain their Champions League title, will be less difficult than their long endeavour to win the Europe top club competition. Manager Pep Guardiola said on Monday, City lifted their Champions League crown with a 1-0 win over Inter Milan in Istanbul in June, bringing an end of years of tears as well, of disappointing and near misses in the competition. Asked about City chances of retaining the title ahead of the Group G opener at home to Red Star Belgrade, Guardiola told reports it will be easier. The most difficult to win is the first one. It's incredible for us, but it's just one. However, Pep Guardiola said his player could not feel at ease. Guardiola said the injured throw of Jack Grealish, John Stones, and Mateo Kovacic, who all missed the 3-1 win against West Ham United on Saturday, would still not be available today to play against Red Star Belgrade. If you want to call the other name, you could call them the Reda Zvezda. That's a club side. Now, Manchester United, the war is really going on. Man United defender Aaron Wan-Bissaka is said to be out for several weeks after sustaining an injury. United confirmed the injury to Wan-Bissaka in a statement on Monday. Moving on, Wan-Bissaka came on the 85th minute in United 3-1 defeat against Brighton at Old Trafford. The 25-year-old started the game on the bench after battling illness during the week. According to the club's statement, an assessment will be needed to determine how long Wan-Bissaka will be out for, but initial indications suggest it will be several weeks. United have already without players like Luke Shaw, midfielder Mason Mount, and also still on the returning of picking up an injury against Tottenham last month. And that's for Man United. Summer signing Sofiane Amrabat also missed Saturday game with back problem. Also, Jadon Sancho is training away from the first team, and the winger Anthony has been given time to address assault allegation made by former partner. A whole lot of bad issues and stories to talk about United right now. But according to reports let me share with you that many of the problems are basically happening with the club right now. It's not about the manager, Erik ten Hag. But quickly, let's talk about Romelu Lukaku. I love to say that. I'm so sure the man behind us saying would love to hear this name again. Shout out to you, Manfred, for keeping it cool right there. Romelu Lukaku netted his first goal for loan club AS Roma on Sunday. And manager Pep Jose Mourinho said the Belgian international is happy as it comes to a team that makes him feel loved. Lukaku joined Roma on a season-long loan from Chelsea and has reunited with Mourinho, who worked with him 30-year-old West London side and Man United as well. So Mourinho has given Lukaku a revival. They worked together at Chelsea and also haven't worked together at Man United. Lukaku spent last season alone with another club side in the Serie A, and that's Inter Milan. Now, Roma 7-0 home thrashing to bottom place Empoli earned them their first win of the season, while Lukaku netted the 6th in the 82nd minute. When asked what frame of mind Lukaku was in and when he moved to Roma, Mourinho said, happy. Just happy. Mourinho also said getting off the mark at Roma would have been good for the Belgian confidence, and that's just what he needs. Roma moved up to 12th with a win and 4 points from 4 matches. The next game on Moldovan club Sheriff Tiraspol in the Europa League on Thursday before visiting Torino in the league on Sunday, and that's for Romelu Lukaku. Next on Callum Hudson-Odoi. You know, I love to say that some players are good. While we know some players are potential players, when I watched Hudson-Odoi play for the first time, he made his debut for the club in Chelsea. He is a homegrown boy, right there at Cobham. They know him well. I said to myself, this guy has what it takes to be out there. I said to myself, he is one of the great players you want to look out for. And he has been battling with playing time. He went to Bayer Leverkusen in Germany, had a spell with the club, and felt like he wasn't living up to expectation. He came back to England. Mauricio Pochettino said he doesn't have a place. He had no club number, and then Steve Cooper's side, Nottingham Forest, came to snatch their English player. Now, Callum Hudson-Odoi, his stunning strike salvaged the 1-1 draw to Nottingham Forest as Burnley were denied the first Premier League win of the season on Monday. Zeki Amdoni scored the only goal when the side met in the League Cup last month, and the Swiss international put Vincent Kompany's men in front 4 minutes before halftime. Lucalo Costelcio was the creative spark for the Claret as he got to byline before Amdoni's sweet strike from the edge of box rolled in the bottom corner. Hudson-Odoi's career was drifted since he broke into the England team as a teenager, but the former Chelsea winger showed what he's capable of in the level of Armac with a calling effort that clipped the inside of the post on its way into the top corner. Burnley still thought they had claimed all 3 points when Leo Foster found the net 10 minutes from time, but the VAR check ruled Sander Berge has handled the 14 up with the South African. I'm happy to celebrate Callum Hudson-Odoi. He raises up because he is going through a lot and he has faced a lot. But good news, Steve Cooper, maybe, just might maybe, revive his career again back to the football line. Now, Ronaldo, one man making the news for himself. CR7 remains the brand, and Cristiano Ronaldo is making a whole lot of impact. I can't recall, I think it's about, Ronaldo is in Iran right now for the Asian Championship. I think it's about 79,980,000 or there, but I can't recall how much. He's been given a carpet, like a carpet, C-A-R-P-E-T, to Ronaldo, and that's from the Iran side. But let's talk about Al-Nassr captain Ronaldo. Cristiano received a warm reception on Iran on Monday in the first visit to Saudi team to Iran, back since 2016 ahead of the beginning of the group stage of the Asian Champions League. Al-Nassr faced Iranian side Pep Police in Group E on Tuesday, while Qatari side Al-Duhail play Itikos Dushanbe of Pakistan. Now, the streets were crowded with fans who raised welcome banners and pictures of Ronaldo upon the arrival of the Saudi Arabian team in Iran after the restoration of relationship between the two countries. The Asian Football Confederation AFC announced that matches between Saudi and Iranian teams would be held at home and away basis after the agreement of the two local federations. Moving on, matches have been played on neutral territory since 2016 because strained diplomatic ties between the two countries meant Saudi nationals were not permitted to travel to Iran. Now, supporters invaded the team hotel despite attempt by security personnel to prevent them. The fans chanted Ronaldo's name with children and women carrying pictures of the Portuguese captain. Al-Nassr posted several photos of Ronaldo reviving, also receiving a luxurious handle made Iranian carpet from Pepsi Boys supporters, and that's worth millions, of dollars. To talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. But wrapping up the show, let's quickly get to know more that the Champions League comes your way tonight. You don't want to miss the games because it will be so much interesting to see. And if you do miss that game, I will let you know. It's going to be very interesting. You don't have to miss. I want to say that it's a game I personally anticipate to see how it comes to go. Now, tonight, AC Milan of Italy will be playing against the Newcastle United of England, and that's a game to say Stefano Pioli's team will be playing against Eddie Howe's team. Now, Sandro Tonali will be returning back home from where he's coming from, and that game will be to play for you. That's 5:45. Later on, we'll see young boys of Switzerland taking on very side RB Leipzig. That's a great game to see. Young potential players will be making trade today. And also another game to come your way. It's Barcelona against Royal Antwerp. I would want to watch Arthur Vermeeren, a young boy that Van Bommel has come to say that he might be the next Brighton. Maybe, just maybe. Now, Barcelona at home today. Camp Nou, the Blaugranas knows everything will be at stake if they does lose today against a side that looks to be the second side on paper. You don't want to compare them, right? And let's see how it comes to play. Another game today will be the Feyenoord side of Eredivisie. Dutch Feyenoord will play against Celtic of Scotland, and that game will be played by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Don't miss out on that very one. And Lazio of Italy, Maurizio Sarri side will play against Atletico Madrid. Atletico play away from home, not at Civitas Metropolitano this time, but they're playing against Lazio in Italy today. Man City also will be hosting Red Star Belgrade. You could call them the, Crevda Zveda, and that game is for 8 p.m. On paper, anytime in the day, world champion, world best club at the moment. Man City has all it takes, regardless of the injury of some players, all it takes to, make that mark today. Another game we'll be seeing is Paris side. Talk about Paris Saint-Germain. We'll be hosting Borussia Dortmund of Germany in Paris today, and let's see what happens for the Les Parisiens. They've got wonderful squad, wonderful signing. Asensio is out with injury, and also, but they go Skriniar, Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele. All of these great guys who are making their mark today to see how it comes to play. Then later on, that same time, last game will be Shakhtar Donetsk against Porto, and that's just what it is on the time for the Champions League games to be played. But this is all we have got for you on the show. A whole lot of interesting show coming your way, but get it locked here. Don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel. Just let's keep updating you on this. But for sports, remains my major objective. My name is KZK. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. Bye-bye for now. Peace out. Save.